Hello and welcome to another video. So we're back with another Race Asylum Circuit Experience Challenge. This time we're at Interlagos and we're going to be comparing my time to Nick's time this time. So let's get straight into it now then. So same as usual, I'm top left, Nick's bottom right. We're starting the lap now. So coming round turn 1 through the centre S, we're both very similar there, take a lot of curb. Same sort of exit speed by the looks of it, so looks like we're very similar at the moment. But just coming up to the end of the first sector, let's see what's in it. Ooh, Nick just pips us, but what's that, 6,000ths of a second though, so basically identical first sectors there. Both early, no, I think Nick stayed in third there, sorry, we did the early upshift to third, actually dropped it to second. Around similar, both keeping a tight line. We have to lift, Nick commits, but you see he gets a snap of oversteer and he manages to hold it, so I think we've both lost a bit of time there. And coming around the left, this is where Nick seems to pull ahead of us. Again around this right, he uses first, we use second. I didn't really like first round them, I didn't find it gave you any extra rotation. But it looks like Nick's got ahead of us now, and he has. He's gained 2.5 tenths on us through that sector, so that's where all the time is. He's through the second sector, through the twisty bits. And again, Nick uses third. We drop to second and early upshift to third. So again, just a slightly different way of using the gears, but we look like a similar speed coming out of that corner. We look pretty level, so I don't think there's going to be much in it crossing the line for the third sector. 0.5 tenth there in the third sector, so out that final corner. Let's just watch the laps in slow-mo now. So half speed, same as usual. Coming into turn 1, braking as close to the 50 as you dare, probably around the 60-65 mark. Trying to get in over that apex. We take more curb by the looks of it there, but not by a huge amount. And then the second part, both very similar amount of curb. We get onto the curb more on the apex and keep it on just to help drag us round the corner, whereas Nick drifts out a bit earlier. So I'm presuming, yeah, Nick gets a bit more on the exit curb because of that. So coming to the end of the first sector, as we saw, we were very close, but you want to brake as close to this tarmac on the right as you can. Again, as you see, we drop to third, down into second for the apex, and then back up to third, whereas Nick keeps it in third the whole time. But again, very similar. I don't see that there's any difference. I think that's just preference. I don't think there's actually any speed difference in what you do. And we keep it narrower there to get the shorter run, but not by much. But that might just have us slightly ahead now. And then coming around this double right, we both tuck in. Nick carries a bit more speed than we do. We get on the power earlier, but we have to lift, whereas Nick commits to the power and corrects that oversteer. But if you look now, we're definitely ahead coming into this right-hander now. So we've definitely got the edge at this point. But it's just coming around this left here where Nick gets us. You see, he just gets more on the curb. And he just carries, what, about 3 miles an hour more apex speed there. And you can see he's overtook us now, Nick's ahead. You can see that by the curbing, so he's definitely ahead of us now. And then the same into this right, I think we braked a little bit early. I wasn't quite sure on this corner. Nick gets, again, a little bit more of the curb than we do, but he just, again, it's just carrying 4 or 5 miles an hour more apex speed than we managed. And then we're both very similar. We stay in third for our lift and then up to fourth and flat, whereas Nick gets it up to fourth and lifts a bit later. But I don't see a huge difference in that. And then braking at similar points. I wasn't too confident at the final corner. I don't really have a good braking marker there. But again, we use second. Nick stays in third. Nick might get on the power just that tiny bit earlier than we do, but very similar through this final corner. So, but that 0.5 tenth might just be with Nick choosing to stay in third. He just gets on that power a little bit earlier than I do, but when I stayed in third, I didn't find the car as settled. Personally, I found the car more settled with the change down to second. And then coming across the line now, then you can see that's where Nick gets a fair bit of a gap. So all of the time is in not just the middle sector, but those two corners within the middle sector, I think. So fantastic time there by Nick. Really pushed us all the way to try and beat it, but we couldn't. So if you want to take part, just join the Discord in the link below and ask to be a part of the Circuit Experience Challenge channel. And if you like the video, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.